Hi, I'm Mahalakshmi. Today we are going to discuss about the things that needs to be considered when you are making your DIY skincare products. The first thing is water and oils don't mix. So never put essential oils into water-based ingredients without using a solubilizer or emulsifier. Let's see what happens if you put essential oils in the water directly. So this is some water and oil. Do you see that oil does not mix with the water and it floats on the top? If you put essential oil in this way, what happens is some of the areas or skin might get irritated due to the heavy concentration of the oils. So when you want to use oils in the water this way, either for bath salts or face mist, use a solubilizer. There are many solubilizers available for solubilizing essential oils and carrier oils like polysorbate 20 or 80. Even there are natural solubilizers like Cepiclear. So coming to the second point, it is the same. Water and oil do not mix and you need an emulsifier if you want to mix them both as a cream or a lotion. Beeswax is not an emulsifier. It needs to be combined with borax powder to form an emulsion. But it is difficult and a bit complicated to do it by yourself for the first time without any experience. Instead, you can use emulsifiers which are readily available. There are synthetic emulsifiers like emulsifying wax NF or natural emulsifiers like Oleum 1000. You just need to go through the description and how to use them to make a cream or a lotion. Third one is don't use a high usage rate of essential oil in facial products. You can use it at a minimum rate or a lower concentration because the skin on the face and the body differs and it might get irritated sometimes, which will result in skin boils and acne. If you want to include essential oils in your facial skincare products or facial oils, you can use it in any hydrous products like facial oils without the usage of solubilizers or emulsifiers. Fourth one is not to mix too many ingredients or actives in a pre-made base. Example, a pre-made gel or a pre-made conditioner. You can only add 1 to 2% of fragrance oils or extracts, color and a preservative. You should not be adding oils or water or other ingredients at a higher usage rate, else it will be changing the formulation completely. One is using L-ascorbic acid vitamin C in water products. L-ascorbic acid is highly effective but highly unstable when you use in water products or any products by itself. It needs some expertise and knowledge to formulate it. So I have tried to make a L-ascorbic acid serum using water, L-ascorbic acid and a preservative. It changed it from white to brown in 2 weeks and I could smell it differently. So you need to consider when using L-ascorbic acid in this type of formulation. Instead, you can use some stable vitamin C ingredients like ethyl or ascorbic acid or MAB or other forms of vitamin C. Sixth one is using phenoxyethanol in highly ethoxylated ingredients or products. So when you add phenoxyethanol or any preservative which contains phenoxyethanol with ethoxylated substances, it will thin out the consistency of the product and also it will not perform well as a microbial preservation. So instead you can use other preservatives like Liquid Germal Plus or Versatil or any other preservative which doesn't contain phenoxyethanol. Seventh one is Using beetroot in lipstick or lip products. Beetroot is pH sensitive and it changes color from pink to brown in couple of weeks or months. So if you are making a product for yourself, you can store it in fridge for a month or so, but when you are gifting it to others or selling it, it doesn't look good if the formulation changes from pink to brown. You cannot stop it by adding preservative or vitamin. It fades naturally. Want to add a color to your lip products or products? There are many lip sensitive micas or pigments and also skin safe pigments which can be used. There are natural options like annatto or alkanet as well that can be added in your products or formulation. One is considering the ingredients which are pH dependent. When formulating with pH sensitive ingredients like AHA, niacinamide and glycolic acid, you need to understand the dependency on the pH. Niacinamide works better at 6, but AHAs work better at 3 or 3.5. So when you combine these both, it will result in a formulation which may not be stable. You need some expertise and knowledge to make that kind of formulations. Instead, you can make separate products, one with niacinamide and another with glycolic acid, which will be stable and does not irritate the skin. Ninth one is extracts and contamination. When you are making your own extracts using glycerin or making teas using water, you need to consider that these natural ingredients can be susceptible to the microbial contamination. So if you are selling the product or if you want to store for a long time, you can always get the extracts from the supplier which are stable and which have all the documents that prove the efficacy of the ingredients. But if you want to make the products for yourself, you can definitely try making your own extracts or glycerides, which are definitely fun and interesting. You can check my blog for some of the formulations using natural extracts. Okay, here comes the last one, 10th one. Always follow good manufacturing practices. Some of the good manufacturing practices are wearing gloves or a sanitizer before touching or using any of the equipment, sterilizing your equipment with isopropyl alcohol, cleaning your workbench, and whenever anything is spilled, cleaning it immediately. Also packing your ingredients carefully, noting down the expiry date, and storing the ingredients which are sensitive to the temperature and light in the fridge. Wearing a hair mask and an airborne mask to prevent surfactants and other ingredients from going into the lungs. Also wearing goggles when you are making soap. Most important is having a scale and a pH meter. Scale is really required when you are formulating products which have water or other active ingredients. So if you want to add a preservative or extract, you will need to add it at a 0.1 to 1% or 2%. How will you add it in drops? The weight differs for different ingredients, so it is necessary to use a scale which measures up to 0.01 gram. And if you are making products which are sensitive to pH like conditioners, shampoos, face creams including actives, a pH meter is required. When using pH meter, there are also some standard practices which needs to be followed to maintain the pH meter nicely. I will include some of these links and sites which are useful in the description box. Please go through that. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comment section. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, please hit like and subscribe.